bedroom, bathroom, anywhere you're sitting. Welcome to Vibes Entertainment Live. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the vibes. This is DJ Bigger the Teacher Set Speed. Greetings and welcome to Vibes Entertainment. Your host, DJ Bigger the Teacher. If you're sitting in your car or you're sitting in your own room, bedroom, bathroom, anywhere you're sitting.
When I
Welcome.
rise this morning, I give praise in my in and out. Mr. Still I give praise. Come on, watch the man. It's all representing for DJ Bigger the Teacher. Present a thing called Vibes Entertainment Broadcast. Live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Go and check him out. Are they representing? I me say I born the steamers.
Check. I want to say greetings to you, give thanks and praise unto the Most High Jah Rastafari. Let me
Yes,
introduce to you reggae superstar all the way from the Caribbean. She in America. She
straight
all
out
over the
of
world.
Trinidad.
She all over the
Yes,
world.
Trinidad.
Yes, Kandice Kash, reggae
Calling all
superstar.
soldiers home on the microphone. What we say?
Yeah, man. Give thanks and praise unto the Most High. It's a joy and a pleasure.
Give thanks,
Welcome to
always.
Vibes Entertainment family, the whole of UK, Canadian family, the whole of New York, the whole world. This is Kandice
Thank
Kash.
you for having me. Thank you for the invite and the
Yes, I.
opportunity to speak to the masses.
Yes, I. So, Candice, you don't know we Caribbean vibes, worldwide, you know what I mean? Top of the evening. Introduce
Top of the
yourself, let
evening to
them
you.
introduce yourself to them. You know what I mean?
Greetings, everyone. This is Kandice Kash, calling all soldiers home. I'm an artist. I live out here in Canada, but I'm made in Trinidad.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
DJ Big at the teacher. Well, what's up with you today? How are you?
Yes, I'm fine and glad to get
Good.
you on Vibes Entertainment. So, the
Yes.
first thing I must say, the first thing I must say, and I must ask you, um, how long have you been to Canada? How long you migrate to Canada? That's the first thing.
Whoo. I would say over 20 years. I've been here in Canada.
Okay.
Um, I came here at a younger age, of course, during high school time. And yeah, I love Canada. I originally came into Malvern area when coming into Toronto, Scarborough, um, and just been loving the Canadian vibes.
So roll
But
back.
keep in mind, I left Trinidad at a younger age, so I was in New York before coming to Canada.
Oh, okay.
I talk
Okay.
with my hands, so I'm trying to keep my hands in my pocket because people sometimes take that as aggression, right?
Nah.
And
When
and
you're aggressive, it better. When
I'm
you're
trying to
aggressive,
teach
it better.
myself.
When you're aggressive, it better. No man can't take them eyes and pass you, know. You know what I mean? You got to aggressive. You can't keep your hands in your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm trying to control it.
So roll back. Roll back. I call it. I would say roll back. So in Trinidad, what school you attend? And
In
before.
Trinidad, I attended Vance River RC School, Roman Catholic school. I was born Port of Spain General Hospital. I grew up in Laventille, Block 22. Moved down to Point Fortin area, a village called Gonzales, and then I attended Vance River RC.
Okay. And then mommy take you away to New York.
And then I went away to New York. In New York was a whole different experience, right? Because when I came to New York, it was in December and it was snow. Never saw snow in my life. It looked so pretty, you know. So in New York is when I learned a lot of things, um, like I never knew about racism and stuff living in Trinidad really because I was so young, right? So coming to New York, learning Black history and realizing, wait, they talk about me, but it was like an eye-opening experience.
I know the way. You know
Yeah.
me because America teaches a lot of things. You know a lot. Um, America, Canada, those places is a different environment, and
Yes.
the technology and the mentality teachings are different. Even to the words. We in Guyana and Trinidad spell color COLOUR. They spell it
Right.
over
Without
COLOR.
the you. Without the you. You are not included.
No, no, you. Yeah, you understand?
No, you.
No, nor you. So,
Hmm.
how, how long you been singing?
Boy, you know what? I've been singing since I know myself. I grew up, like in Catholic. Like I said, I went to Catholic school, so Catholic school is singing. You have your communion every month. But I also had a very spiritual family. My grandmother used to bring me to church. She was a Baptist, and so I used to have to go to the cottage prayers and prayer meeting, and right. So I've always been singing, learning spiritual hymns, um, and doing that. When I reached to New York is when I started really doing like listening to more hip hop and because in Trinidad we have we soca we have more 100 hits, right? So when you get to New York is when you get to hear like some of the non-mainstream stuff, right? Where you can like, oh wait, you know so in New York is when I was more into the hip hop and the R&B and loving Mary J and Faith Evans, and you know what I mean. Those were the premises for me. In New York is when I realized that I wanted to be a performer because I was just singing in church and stuff. Um, I wasn't pursuing a musical career. When I got to New York, keep in mind I was young, and I started seeing all these artists and so many talents is when I started doing more artistry. So I used to do tap dancing, I used to do cheerleading, stepping, because I wanted to learn acting. I used to do acting there too. And then from New York, I came to Canada. Yeah.
So, I know Trinidad is soca, full soca, but in the past, I would say like the past 15 years, 20 years, Trinidad has been taken over with a lot of reggae artists, good reggae artists. Trinidad gets some very talented, talk about non-dancehall
With
reggae artists.
Trinidad, what you mean?
Trinidad, Trinidad. Yeah, man, get some very good reggae artists. So,
Hmm.
with that said, what make you fall in love with reggae?
I think it's the authenticity of reggae. Um, I like the rebellion. Um, when I came to Canada, living in Malvern, going to basement parties, and that's where I got more into the reggae influence. Big up King Turbo Sound because they were influential in me stepping up my game. They were doing stuff back in the days like Fight Club. They had um, some like artist showcases. They used to do um, an Ocean Bay and other places that don't exist now, but I was part of that team, or the artist team that they were grooming at the time. And yeah, that's where I started learning more about reggae and actually writing and developing myself.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say congratulations because you're very smart. You make a great choice because reggae music. I always tell artists when I talk to them, reggae music is a very serious thing. It's very spiritual, especially when you're spreading the message. Music is a thing. You get some people like music, and some people love music. and I know you love music
Love
because
it.
I listen to your songs, a few songs that are here, and I listen to your message, and I listen to your lyrical content. I listen to your vocal ability. I listen how you set your bars, you know. And the reason why I'm telling you that because a lot of young female they tell themselves that if they want to do music, they want to sell their body, their soul, show people what I got. You know what I'm saying? Forget a forward. And for you, like you say, come from a very serious home and you went to church. So you on the right track within the reggae music because as long as you singing the right music, you get the right promotion, and you land in the right selectors and you get good management. And right now, music is all about social media. You understand?
Yes.
Because when you're doing reggae music, you have to catch everybody. You always are like big disappointment. Everybody on TikTok. As long as you see TikTok all happen though, you won't even get chance for tour. You don't get a space. So this is you gotta move. You know what I mean? Because these songs they need rotation, and I'm gonna put your song in my rotation. And when I play,
Appreciate it.
no, no,
Appreciate it. Thank you for putting my song in your rotation. It's
yes,
hard, I would say, for females. Reggae, I can tell you that I didn't directly came into reggae. I did start off R&B, hip hop, right? Before switching to reggae. So I did think to follow the trend of singing more slackness and them kind of stuff. When I started out, I did. I'm not gonna lie. But because my uncle, I can say my uncle, Uncle Curtin Trinidad, Arima, big up yourself. He was the one that brought me to the first studio I ever recorded in. Alan Brazan, big up yourself wherever you're day in Trinidad, was the producer I worked with first. And I released, well, I recorded two songs, What I've Got and Freak Me. And when my uncle heard that song, he was like, wait, that is what you want to put out? That is what I bring you to the studio to do? And the way he reacted, I was like, but this is what's trending. This is what's right. And he said, no, man, you're better than that. He goes, when you put out something like that and they hear that, all they see is that. And so they are going to only see that of you. And if that's what you want them to see, then go ahead with it, baby. But if that is not what you want them to see, you need to switch. And so I was like, he just talking. But when I started bringing the song to other producers, and it was like that. Everybody's trying to flirt, everybody, and I'm like, but wait, you know what I mean? It's not like that, right? So I really understood his message after the fact, and so I really started doing more introspection in looking within and saying, you know what, I really have to start a new path, and reggae was where I decided to go.
you make one of the greatest choice. And the next thing, you ought to get a lot of respect for your uncle because young people nowadays, when elderly, even tell somebody young, say, listen, what you doing? I think you should take a look in the mirror because it is not right. Which me and bashing nobody, everybody could sing what they want. You understand?
What?
But
Yes, and that's what I was saying, right? That's what's trending. That's what is going to get attention. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? So
but but at the end of the
sometimes you
day,
don't.
you're looking for a permanent crop. You're looking for cash crop.
Yes.
Because certain music, and every minute you got for putting out something. But when you get a permanent crop and people all amp on it,
Mm-hmm.
you could sing this big disappointment for 15 minutes. Reel and come again, and you sing it for 15 minutes. That's just one song. You know why? Because it get everything. It's well produced, good production. It's a long lasting. Everybody get disappointment in life. And
Yes.
those are the type of song relate to certain people because as long as it get airplay, and people hear big disappointment, a lot of people gonna start playing. 'Cause everybody, no matter what, and everybody that come to this part of the world in America, Canada, all over, when they migrate from overseas and they come in this part of the world, they always get some disappointment. Everybody get a story for tell. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody had a story to tell, but the story I wanted to tell in disappointment was that you have to seek God every day. You don't make an appointment to seek the Most High. You wake up in the morning, you seek the Most High. You're having a bad day, you seek the Most High. You're having a good day, you seek the Most High. You, you ain't have nothing doing, seek the Most High. You know, that's kind of the message. You don't wait till Saturday or Sunday or Friday night or Wednesday church or right. You seek Him continually, and that was what I wanted people to understand with that song. Because when you seek Him continually, your path is clear. You know where you're going. You're able to set boundaries better because it gives you that clarity, right? To deal with whatever life throws at you.
Yes, and that's a fact. And like I said, the females them out there that's spreading the message, especially when it comes to roots reality. I know you know Empress Omega, right?
Oh, Queen, no, no, no,
Queen,
Empress, Queen,
the queen,
the
yeah
Queen
man, the
Omega.
queen, the queen man.
Yes,
I
of
can't
course
see
I
the
know the Queen.
Empress.
Hail the
I
Queen
can't see
Omega,
the Empress.
wherever she
Yes,
may be. I think she's in Africa. Big up yourself, my sister. You know, I
yeah.
met her. She came to Canada, and I was so elated because I've always loved her music. I've always loved her vocals, and I look forward to hopefully one day working with her on a collabo. Or I know she said that she'll be doing her annual all women show in Trinidad. So I'm hoping one day that I will be blessed to be there when she's doing the show.
You will. You know what I mean? You will. You just got to keep pushing the works. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm resilient. That's one thing I can say about myself. I never give up. Um, no matter what life throws at me, yes, I may get knocked down, but once I'm a Cancer. So once I go into my shell and prepare myself, I come back out even better than I was when I went in. So that's one thing I can say about me. I've been doing this for a while now. As you said, I don't get a lot of ratings, but I don't do it for the like. I do it because of the passion, of course, the message that I want to give, right?
Well,
I
trust me.
believe music is an
The
extension of the artist. So every artist and their music and their lyrics is an extension of themselves. And so when you listen to an artist, especially a songwriter, when you listen to their lyrics and their music, you get to know a little bit more about them.
so true, so true. And within the music, reggae music, globally, cooperate, and international. I talk about the widest scale. Sometimes you don't even know how far big disappointment playing because sometimes I gonna like big disappointment. Somebody else gonna like love and trust all the way that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Then some people gonna like thank you for my blessing. So when you sing this music, everybody get their own likeness. Every DJ, I love all the songs, but there's a song that's hold you when you hear it. You always it's stick in your head. You know what I'm saying? Because it's how you caress the song, how you put it over. You know what I mean? Every single person could sing it because it's clean, it's roots.
And that's the message. I do try to keep it clean all the time so that even my children could sing it.
Yes, yes. So within the reggae music, right?
Mhm.
And you're singing. What was your first song that you put aside the two song that you went and do in the studio early? Your first root song that you wrote. Which was the first one?
Spiff and me lighter.
With Mr. Marlon Asher.
Big man
Well,
that.
no, it wasn't with Mr. Marlon Asher. Spliff
Oh,
and Lighter originally wrote it for a book. It was a book, a Toronto dancehall book. They were doing like a book album towards a book, and I originally wrote it on a project. And then nothing never came of the project really. So I take the song and I recorded it with a sister of mine at the time. Um, Big Up Yourself Tonight, wherever you're there. I recorded that with her because we were working together at the time. Um, and when I did it with the studio I did it in, there was some, I don't know, issue or something with business, and they weren't playing the rhythm that I recorded it on. And so every time I go to a show, I would sing it and the crowd would react to it. So I said, I really need to do something with this because the reaction I get from the crowd, you know, especially in Canada where weed is legal, it's big. So I was approached by Cliff Manswell in California. Big up yourself, Cliff. And Cliff was like, listen, maybe I could link you with Marlon Asha, and maybe you could do a collaboration where, he's the ganja farmer, you singing Spliff and Lighter. It's a perfect, and I said, you know what? And we's Trini. So let me see how we go. So he approached him and he said, yeah. And I was like, yes, thank you for my blessings. You know what I mean? I was excited.
that is why I tell people, right? When you get a engineer or a producer, right? They becomes your teacher because
Yes,
when they hear you, they don't know where you could match, where they see you. Okay, this is where it could match with. So big up to the producer and
yes,
the,
Cliff
and the
Manswell.
engineer. Yeah, big up because I tell a lot of artists when you go in the voice box, the engineer becomes your teacher because
And my
sometimes
engineer was super, straight out of Canada. Big up yourself, super. He recorded me in the studio, and I always, if I because Cliff is in LA, I didn't go to LA to record. I recorded the vocals here and then exported it there. So I'm thankful to have good engineers here in Canada that I can work with to do those international collaborations, right?
that is good. So when you did the song, that was your first root single that released.
Yes, that no, I released Disappointment first,
Oh,
and then when we did Disappointment, Super also did the engineering on that, like recording it. Cliff was also and then he said, "Man, your voice sound real good on Disappointment. Do you have nothing else?" And I said, "Well, I have one that I released, but something happened with the production, and it didn't go anywhere." And then he said, "Sing it, let me hear." And when I sing it, he was like, "Yeah, that song nice enough." He goes, "You know what? um I'm affiliated with Marlon." And I said, "Marlon who?" He goes, "Marlon Ash." I said, "The ganja farmer." And he's like, "Yeah." And then, you know, he made
that's
it
that
happen.
that's teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm all about collaboration. I will collaborate with anyone. You know why? Because whenever you collaborate, you learn. And
Because
learning should never stop
I always get a
at
saying.
no time.
I always say that every woman kiss is different. So if you understand what I'm saying, because every
I don't know, I
artist
don't
that
kiss women, but okay.
you collaborate with, they get a different way of singing and a different way of style. So you learn, you
And a
know.
different way of doing things.
Yes. Or every woman cooks different. Some, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I
So
mean.
it's true. It's true.
Yes,
And
yes.
everyone is unique, right? Artists are unique. Even though people always want to put you in a pot with somebody else and say your song like this and your song like that and always want to compare you, every artist is their own individual, is their own unique person. If they decide to style themselves or their vocals like someone else, that's on them. but every artist is their individual, own authenticity of themselves. So, um, people say here and there, I look like this and I look like that, but at the end of the day, I'm me unapologetically, right? Who I
It's
am
it's
is who God
it's
made me to be.
it, it's only one Kandice Kash. Any other Kandice Kash is Mac.
Only,
Yes, sir. You
listen,
understand?
only one Candice Cash that's calling all soldiers home. Cash is the acronym, calling
Yeah.
all soldiers home. You
Yes.
understand? And
So
soldiers is soul jazz. So SOULJAHZ. So souls jazz. So soul seeking jazz is what I was thinking in my head, like soul jazz, right? Instead of soldiers like army militant.
so you write you're a singer songwriter.
I'm a
You write
singer
your own songs.
songwriter. That is correct.
So you play any type of instrument?
No, I didn't learn instruments. And between me and you, I wasn't formally taught to sing or took classes to sing. It's me working on myself, practicing. Um, One of the things that helped me with music is karaoke. So when I was in New York in my New York days, me and my best friend, Danita B, wherever you are, big up yourself. We used to go to karaoke, and I would have to, you know, uh, go up on stage to help with that nervousness and control of my voice in front of people, right? To try and control my vocals and be better at live performances. Go into a studio where it's just you on the four walls and a mic, easier. Easier because there's no one looking at you and judging you, right? But when you're on a stage where people are watching you, it's a different experience. Some people, I used to throw up before I even go on the stage because I was so like, and then I started, I used to say killing the butterflies with some Long Island iced teas just so I can touch the stage in my younger days because I didn't know how to just go out there and sing. I needed to like calm my nerves and anxiety because if I go there nervous, I can't control my vocals.
Yeah, stage fright. Yeah. I know
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And to overcome that, karaoke helped me. So that's my foundation in overcoming live performance was karaoke, being myself on stage, not, being comfortable with myself on stage.
So how was your first live performance in front of a crowd other than the karaoke? Like a show, your first when you hear, let's come to the stage. Let me introduce to you reggae superstar Kandice Kash. How was that?
Listen, that was great because I I was ready. I made myself ready, right? So there was no butterflies. There was um and excitement to hear what the reaction will be. So my mindset had changed at that point when I was ready to do those type of performances, those live performances, my personal songs. Like that was hard for me too because I'm thinking maybe I have to do a cover song so that they would more familiarize themselves with me. And then I started doing covers and then I said, you know what? Why am I doing cover songs and I'm writing songs? Why am I wasting, not wasting because I like I said, karaoke was my thing. So I I just decided that, you know what, I'm gonna focus on the message. What does Candice Cash have to say? My goal is to change the heart of man. Right now, we so lost. We so everybody going through it. The changes right now in the world. So I think that the messages that I want to put out is stuff that is realistic that people could relate to. Because, like I said, my music is an extension of me. And I think I'm relatable enough that what's happening with me, I'm sure other people could understand too.
As a singer songwriter, that's a plus in your chemistry. You know what I mean? Because when you could sit down and write songs and then come up with good melodies, and there's always a plus because some artists people have to write for them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And even so, let me say somebody write a song and then bring it and give it to you, and you like it and you want to sing it, just go ahead. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
the song that you like, Big Disappointment, that one was actually written for me. Um, Ja Mortal wrote it. And what occurred was he said, Yo, I have a really nice song and I think your voice will sound good in it. And I said to him, I don't know because your style and my style is two different style. He's more of a rap soul artist,
what's his name? What's his name?
Immortal, Ja
Oh,
Immortal.
okay, okay.
um he's more of a rap soul. He just released an album recently, and when he wrote it and gave it to me and he did it and I listened to it, I was like, yeah, I love the lyrics. So I sat with it, but your style and my style is two different style. And he didn't like the fact that I changed up the style, but when he realized and heard it on the track, he was like, wow, yeah, okay, yeah, I liking it. So sometimes, you collaborate or, you work with people. Sometimes in the beginning, it may not seem that, you know, it's going to work out or the person is not going to like it. But when you continue and you work together, eventually it falls in place, and it fell in place. Like you said, that was one of the songs that resonated with you. And it resonated with me when I heard it. And that's how I do music. That's how I do everything. If it doesn't resonate with me, I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to jump on it. If the message is not something that I'm wanting to provide, or I'm not going to vocalize. I'm very particular on what I want to say and what I want people to hear from Candice Cash.
Got you. And that's excellent. That's smart, and
Is
that's
it?
why. That's excellent. That's smart, and that's wise. Yes, because when it's like I wrote a song for my artist in Guyana. Her name is Jada Ari.
Uh-huh.
So
Big up
as
Vijay Ari wherever you're there.
the little music that you're in the background, that's the track for it. But the song name I like it rough. And when I wrote it, they listen to it and they change up something inside and make it comfortable so that she would be comfortable. I tell them I don't have a problem if you want to make any changes. Just change it,
Mm.
but they keep the melody. And that was it. So I understand where you're saying that if somebody wrote a song to you and they bring it to you, remember they write it and give it to you, you singing different. So you have to fix it
To
to
my
suit you.
style, to how I can guess. And at first, he find that I should just do it the way he did it and the way he gave me. And I had to explain to him, but remember, your style and my style is different style. If you're giving this to me, you have to give this to me so I can make it comfortable for me, where I am delivering the message within the lyrics how I want people to see it.
So far as a female artist, well, is there any stumbling hurdles so far in your career up to date?
Well, I recently lost my father, and that was a huge stumbling block for me. I didn't
Like
know how to handle that.
condolences to that. I give him a sympathy.
I'm still dealing with the grief, but I'm better now. I couldn't have an interview with you the way I was feeling before, right? And so that recent loss has changed something within me, because my father was someone that was my biggest supporter in music. If I had a show, my dad will come and he would wait. And as soon as I perform, he'd come over, give me his critique, and roll out, you know? And I always look forward to seeing him, because, when you're on stage and you have that familiar face, it even gives you more at ease. If you're stumbling and you look over and I see him, I used to feel like, okay, my daddy's here, I'm good. And so losing that was hard. Um, he used to call me and be like, "Hey, what's the next new song? I ain't hear nothing new yet." So he would motivate me to, even if you have to go and go boo 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 boo, go do something, you know. And with him leaving, I just decided now. I'm like, you know what? Now is the time. He's not here, but I'm gonna do it for him. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And so I started pushing it out. I pushed out Love and Trust. I pushed out Thank You for My Blessings. Did a collaboration with one of the artists out here, Progress Goals. I have a few more collaborations coming out, one with Emerald Lewis. Um, I have some more projects, coming out. But I'm into collaborations. I'm into like I said, working with others because that's how I learn and become better because I see how they do it. And then I can now, you know, take what I think would work for me to help enhance my skill.
Yes, I want to big up Show No Mercy Promotion, Miss Tracy Christie. You're such a
Tracy,
sweetheart. She always
listen,
there.
Tracy, you're an angel. You are an
She
angel.
she's such a
I
sweet
have
Show No Mercy Promotion.
so with Tracy, I want Tracy Christie to know that I really appreciate her because we were supposed to meet. I think it was during the COVID, through a mutual friend of ours, My King, My King Music, and My King was like, "Listen, you gotta meet Tracy. Tracy, I talked to her, and I think you and her would be good." And I called her, and it's just like every time we have to link up, you know how the devil busy, something would happen, something, right? And so um out of the blue, Tracy sends me a message and say, "Hey sis, I have an opportunity for you. And I'm wondering if you'd be interested in doing an interview with DJ, you know,
Yeah,
Bigger the Teacher." And I said,
yeah.
"Really?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Wow, thank you." She goes, "Well, I want you to know that I really like your music and I think that you need people to hear you more, right?" So I told her, "Tracy, I say thank you so much because we never even got to meet like face to face, but she still thought of me. And not everyone sits and reach out to you um to push you forward or, give you opportunities or open doors for you. And so I just want to say, Tracy Christie, I pray that you get many blessings for giving me the opportunity to have this interview with DJ Bigger D, the teacher.
Yes, I got a lot of artists be online. I get singer Irie. That's one of the. These are foundation artists from back in the 90s, early 80s, 90s. They still going. Get a lot of big song with there. He's on the program now listening to you. Those are very, very good artists. Singer Irie. Used to go.
Blessings.
Yes, they're there. You know what I mean? I got a UK foundation. That's another big foundation. There's a lot of people that support me, listen to me. I play the music. So whenever they interview, they come on and listen because they get a lot of stuff coming up in the UK. So just prepare when you hear Kandice Kash, gotta go
I'm
to
ready.
the
My
UK.
passport is updated and it is ready.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because reggae music,
What did Queen
reggae
say?
music,
Ready, ready,
ready, ready.
ready. Ready, ready, ready. Ready, ready.
Reggae,
You know what I mean? We're ready.
right? Yes, reggae music is here to stay and putting out the good works and spreading the voice all over the world. Like recently, I just interviewed Sergeant Remo. He's a reggae artist, is a Mexican American superstar reggae artist. I never really know that Mexico gets so much reggae artists. And Sergeant
Yes,
Remo,
I heard that.
he's the
I
king.
heard that.
He's the king of the south of Texas. He runs the Able Road and Chile all of the. He's a big, big artist. His catalog is huge. And he's so down to earth like you, mean he had a good conversation, a good vibes. and I learned so much about. I know reggae music is in California, but in Mexico and New Mexico and Suarez and Chile and Colombia, because what he's saying is that he's a roots artist, but he go in different genre because something they want to hear a little dancehall, they want to hear a little ska, you know. But he's Mexican American. Catalog is huge, and big up to Show No
Crazy,
Mercy
nice.
promotion. Yes,
Big up.
yes. You know, so you got a lot of shows coming up, right? A lot, and
Yes. Well, yes. You
I'm
know
so
what?
happy for you.
Doors are opening. Doors are opening,
I,
and I'm thankful. Yes. So I do have a shows coming up. This one is that you posted here. Is the Friday, May 2nd at JJ's in Toronto Lakeshore. Please, everyone, come out, check it out. All songs is gonna be there, backed by live band. So you know
yes,
it's gonna be hitting because when that drum hits you, boom, and the bass, you know,
yeah, man.
yeah,
I love the live
yeah,
band. I always love live band. I don't like singing on tracks. I like to hear "Real and Come Again." You know what I mean?
yes,
Yeah, I like to
yes.
hear break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. You know what I'm saying? I love the vibes, you know, because it's like some other brothers I got out in Miami. They got a band named Drifting Roots. They do
Mm,
a hundred show last year. Just three of them. Is a white group, but it's a reggae group. Drifting Roots. Anytime you get chance, just check them out. And I got contacts with them and all those things. You know what I'm saying? It's
nice.
the reggae
Drifting
music.
roots. Okay.
The reggae music is spreading so much because of people like you with the positive music. Because allow you continue to sing. When you go to a Kandice Kash show, people will be fighting up like Vibes Cartel show last night to go in, you know, to sold out arenas and like the great Butcher Banton. Because
From
it is
your
not
lips to God's ears. I pray and hope, at the end of the day, I'm just going to continue doing what I need to do, which is create more content, create more music.
yeah, you gotta just keep building your catalog, you know what I mean? Like how you get this show coming
And
up. So
yes,
tell us, let me talk more about this show. I'm happy for female, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for female reggae artists that spreading the word, you know what I mean? That people could come out,
hmm,
you know, and listen good quality music and sit down. It's not like these days in certain music playing, the men them on the left side and the woman them on the right side, and everybody just shaking a glass. They're even sweating out. That's why soca and Afrobeat they're at the head right now. And dancehall coming back and catch them. I dancehall reggae coming back and catch them. Now dancehall picking up back because dancehall was locked up. Now dancehall get
mm,
loose. Mr. Vibes Cartel. You know what I mean? So the dancehall coming back. You know what I mean? So as soon as he come out, it's a Pandora box open where dancehall is concerned. So it's the same thing
hmm.
with reggae music. Reggae music is stepping up there, and this is the summer. And I hope you get like 500 bookings. You must call me and say, DJ Bigger, I got to talk to you later because I'm tired.
Well, now that we here, we luck now, DJ Bigger. We
Yeah,
lucking now, right? You know what I mean? So
respect that.
the good thing
Respect.
is that we went once our path has crossed, we know each other and we have each other links, so now we can start collaborating even more, right?
Yes, yes.
I just want to let some people know, if you're looking for Candice Cash clothing, Spliff and Lighter, two exclusive clothing on Instagram is where you can order it, for Spliff and Lighter gear, or you know stuff like that, because I am looking into getting the stuff more out there online, but right now you can order it through Two Exclusive Clothing.
Yes, that's good. That's good. That's a good thing. The best thing is to start early, and you're free to advertise on my show. You know, you don't have to worry.
Thank you.
Big up Show No Mercy promotion again. That's my
Show no
mother.
mercy.
That's my mama. She's so man, I don't have words, man. You know, and it's like I know her for so much years, and I just get to know her. But she's so sweet and down to earth.
Oh, wow. I
She's so
believe you.
she charming. She talks to you, so cool, and you know what I mean. She talks so much about your music. You know what I'm saying? She love your music. She said, DJ Bigger, I got an artist here. It's a female. You're gonna love her. She got some great music. I said, Tracy, I always tell you that whatever you say, because since she promoting artists, she always give me the best.
Nice.
She always, yes, she always give me the best, and I appreciate that on national television. You know what I mean? And it's a joy and a pleasure working with her. You know what I'm saying? And she's a
So let
very
me do it
great
again. Big
human
up,
being.
show no mercy.
Mercy, mercy,
Always giving you the best, nothing less. What we say?
always, 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 always. So, how many shows you get coming up for your bookings?
So right now I have the May 2nd, I have June 28th. That one would be with Turbulence. We're bigging up, um, we're doing AI with Laser Current, um, which is a pleasure because Laser Current is another great artist out here, and his song AI is ripping up the place. So it's a great opportunity for him to link me and say, Candice Cash, we want you on this platform. So I appreciate that. Um, and we have some others coming up. I don't have the flyers yet, but some more coming within the summer.
You see the advertising there? That's Kandice
I,
Kash.
I
Alongside
see it.
Turbulence. Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean?
Excitement.
You know what I mean? When God is to you, don't matter what people do. As long as you're serving a living God, nobody can stop you.
And as
And you
long as they keep your hearts clean, like I don't go out there with no bad intentions. I always try to help others. I always reach out to others if I know of an opportunity. I never try to be in a silo. People say I'm standoffish, but because I know that not everyone is genuine and not everyone is for you, I stay in my lane, is what I call myself doing. I stay in my lane. And if you want to speak with me, I'm very down to earth. You can speak to me at any time. I just, because, how can I say it? I feel sometimes that, I'm misinterpreted.
yeah, that's part of life, you know. And as a female, I always as a female artist, especially this time, this part of the world we living in today, it's take a lot of guts to go out there and preach the right reggae music, like I said, because a lot of female believe that they only could sell themselves and sell their body. You know what I'm saying? For people forget for like them. But when you be yourself and you put yourself out there with your music and people listen, you understand? Along the music and the most important thing is a good production. A good production with a good story, nothing can stop you. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I try to keep the story because that's what I control. I'm not a producer. I look for producers that give me good product, but I always try to keep the storyline positive.
that's it. And your writing skills um is excellent. A big up to the Canadian family. You know what I mean? I get in a lot of there's so much great artists living in Canada,
Yes.
the UK. Get a lot of them in America, but only reach a few, not that much. But for Canada, I met a lot so far. I recently got a call from Germany. There's an artist in Germany. I keep in the, you know what I mean? Yeah, that gonna do the interview. You know what I mean? And I give thanks and praise, you know what I mean? Because if I was not doing something right, people would not have called me. You know what I'm saying? And what I realized within the music fraternity with artists, a lot of artists out there with great music, they don't get proper interview. If they're not a big name, nobody wants to interview them. Me, I interview any artist as long as your music is right. You
Me
can't come on
too.
my program with no gun nothing, no skin out. I'm not dealing with those type of artists. My show,
Hmm.
my show is clean. Come with something good. Let people know what you get out there, where you have to sell. Because these days you gotta be very careful. Because what people don't realize is that when you sing song, sometimes they want to put it in a movie. They want to do some advertising or something. Then is when you take your song to the people and they get a listening party and they start to listening it. If it don't mix good or it's not a proper production, they're not gonna take it because there's some very smart people out there when it comes to music and business. You know, and the reason why I'm saying this recently, my brother had do an EP in Guyana with an engineer, and he brought it to me. And when it come, we start listening. It was whack. So he spent a lot of money on the EP. So he had to squash the whole thing, and I had to send it to Jamaica and get everything do all over again. One of the sound that I play
And
for you,
use your
that
connections.
that was yes, change everything because some producers these days, the only thing they look at is the money. They study the money. They don't study the business and the production that they need to produce. You know what I mean? Because they're looking at how many studio time you're gonna spend. You understand? And they're gonna give you quality work. I'm not talking about in America. I'm talking about certain parts of the Caribbean. You know what I mean?
I think that also goes for some artists. Some artists study the money and not necessarily the message that they're giving out
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one them that get a laptop in the house and buy a
to
microphone
the
and
slackness or whatever.
uh,
They
uh,
believe that is the only way because of the world today.
yeah, yeah. Some artists, you know.
Some, that's what I said, some can also go for some artists, you know?
Yeah. So back to me and you thing now.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. We can't remember people. You know, you say back to me and you thing now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
within from now to the summer, um, coming to spring. Is there any show gonna be coming out to Canada, Canada? Anyway, coming to New York anyway, or California, you're going to perform anyway, Georgia. Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing something. Well, it's not the summer. In Florida, in October. So I already have that booked. Florida in October, the carnival weekend. So I'll be in Florida. Um, I sometimes, you don't want to talk things before it happen because it sometimes it messes it up.
No,
Sometimes it's not
no.
good to count.
When you believe in God, words get power,
I know,
and
but
you believe
here's
in
what:
and you believe
there's
and you
also the
believe in
evil
yourself.
man and the evil woman too,
Nah,
who
burn
just
them,
try to go
but
against
nah,
God.
burn them. Them can't, them
But
can't,
what
them
is for
can't,
you is for you.
them
But what
can't
is for
stop
you
you.
is for you.
They
Yeah,
can't,
what is for you
they,
is for you.
they can't stop you. What is for you is for you. You see me say? The reason why you see the artist, you got Mr. Milton Blake. That's a big
Hmm.
artist. I call him Sir Milton Blake. Very good
Okay,
vocalist. He's in Ohio. He get one of the biggest song right now, a song named Blatantly. It's out
okay,
there. It's his new song. Yes, that's one of the artists I'm working with on the rhythm coming up. Yeah, that's one of the artists. Very good artist, very good songwriter. Those are the people that be on my program. I interviewed him like 2 to 3 weeks ago. Show No Mercy promotion. I was so excited
hmm,
to interview him because I play his music like a year ago. There's a song named "They Take the Fire Off of Babylon and Burn Up Themselves." So when I play the song, it disappeared from me. So when Miss Tracy said Milton Blake, I like yes. Right away, I go in my, I go and do my search and get everything together, and it was a rap. It was real nice, real comfortable, nice reasoning. You know what I mean? Within the music history and what going on and everything, like how you explaining yourself. You know what I mean? And you're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because I always want artists to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? When they come for do an interview. You know what I mean? Express yourself
Well,
and not
I'm
over.
definitely comfortable. I make sure I bring something to wet the throat while I talking,
You
because
see the
sometimes you're
intro.
talking and your
Yeah,
throat get
yeah,
dry.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're willing to work with other reggae artists.
I'm definitely I am definitely into collaboration. I'm definitely into working with other artists, working with producers, right? Because like I said, I'm a learning soul. I like to learn. And I learn I'm an audio visual person, right? I need to see it. I need to, right? So with that being said, collaboration is the key. I believe that's the key for me because I've learned a lot from the collaborations that I've already done. And like I said, evolution of self is also something that's important to me, making yourself better than you were yesterday or last week or last year, right? Um, so I always want to find anything that can enhance me as a human, as a person, as a woman, right?
Yeah, well, become the Empress Candice. You know that, right? You know, Empress Candice. You know what I mean? Because
Where's your you're renaming that?
yeah, Empress Candice, man. Because like I said, I always happy because last week I had Empress Minot, the niece
Yes,
of
that's a
the
good
great
sister of
Sugar Daddy.
mine.
Yes, she very smart and very independent like you. Oh, you're independent? You're
Yes, I'm
independent
independent.
artist.
Yep,
Keep it
not signed to any labels. Yep.
keep it that way. Trust me. It's the best thing you could ever do in
I,
your
you know
life.
what? I want to, but it's not easy being an independent artist, as you know. but
You know, but
but
it's
when
gonna
you have
work.
people like Tracy Christie and Show No Mercy and other people looking out for you, or trying to steer you in the right direction, it's a good look because they see that you're moving forward and they want to push you there, So that's what I would say. I would say it's not easy to be an independent artist. It's not easy to be a female artist because I feel like being a female artist, sometimes we are not put to the forefront.
Well,
Sometimes, keyword,
as long as
sometimes.
God is good, as long as
Yes.
I'm around, you'll always be to the front. There's another artist that Show No Mercy Promotion gift to me. Her name is Selena. She's from Canada.
Okay.
Selena is independent too. You know, she
A
does
lot of
everything herself.
artists here in Canada is independent because we don't have like a reggae label out here that's trying to push artists. If there would be more labels for rock music, country music, but there's not real reggae foundation labels.
Let it stay just that way because sometimes when labels got you, they put you in a corner. They sign a 5 year contract
Or
and they
on
just
a
put you
back
in a corner.
burner.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Wait there. You get frustrated to
And
pull
like
out all the
you,
air from your
you,
head. You know.
you are so good. We want to sign you. You are the best. And then like, you know what? Let me push you here because she was a threat.
Yeah.
She was a threat to society. So we go push you on there. We go sign she, give she some money, and then you just push you on that back burner and just, continue moving forward. So yeah, I do like having that independence and being the creator of my destiny.
Yeah. With that said, it's like when you're doing you gotta do a music video. A lot of people do visuals now. you could direct what you want. You could direct the show along with the videographer. He could give you ideas. But when you with a label,
Mm-hmm.
they telling you to do this and they telling you to do that.
And you have to follow the agenda. Yep.
Follow the leader, leader, leader.
Even if it's against your core, even if it's against your religion, even if it's against your inner self, your inner goddess, you still have to follow it because you sign documents.
Yes, yes, that's the art. That's the art of the day. You know what I mean? So, being independent, kudos to you. Just continue to do the great work. Continue to spread the message. Understand? Don't ever get frustrated. The great Michelle Obama said, "When they go low, you go high." You know what I'm saying? And
You always have to re-strategize. Yep.
people would say all kind of stuff, but you can't listen to the negative. There's a new saying I always say now: take the negative and turn it into the positive. You know, sometimes your mind make you things. You always sometimes you say things, but you just gotta sit down to yourself. And one of the most comfortable places when you go to use the bathroom. You go to your phone, and a lot of things come to your head. When you're done, you gotta shower. And while you're in the shower, a melody come to you. You gotta dry your skin quick and put it on the phone and left it.
So
And
true. That shower melody is so true. And then hear what? The shower going and it's like the acoustics they sound so good in the shower too when you know when you're building it.
you gotta
So
put
I
it
can
on your
relate.
phone right away before you forget it. Because by the time you shower done, the melody gone. You know what I mean? It's like, this thing come to me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So
What was it again? Yes.
you gotta
But
stop
that
the
goes
show
to
quick.
show you the power of the waters.
Yes, purity, the purity,
Yes.
and being from the Caribbean, coming from the Caribbean, even self your parents migrated and you born with a thicker skin. You know,
Mm.
because we know to go through trials and tribulation and struggle. You know what I mean? Because you know the slums in the Caribbean is different. Some people born
Mm-hmm.
lucky, but the ones that who got to fight for it and come out of it and sing, there's so much stories. There's so much a thing left for you to tell in your music because you know a lot. Especially when you used to live in Brooklyn, you could sit down and take your time and write reggae music and the things them that you know. Like when you say you never know about racism and all these things, and you come to Brooklyn. One of these days, the melody is going to come to your head,
And I'm
and
gonna
you
write
remember,
something on
and
that, right?
you
Yeah.
write something because sometimes different rhythms to give you different vibes. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
brings
Different
different
beats.
memories to you. Yeah.
Yes, yes. You know, some people send some rhythm to you, they want to put you to sleep. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know. But at the end of the day, the fact that they're sending it to you shows that they see your potential and they see your gift, right? So you still have to know that you are you're doing what you're doing is making waves because they're
Yeah,
coming to you,
but
right? Yeah.
you have to be honest with them though. You have to be honest. If it's not your cup of tea, you have to tell them you don't drink tea without milk, or you just drink black tea. You have to be honest. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
try
I
for
know. You know what?
don't
So
try for sweeten it and you don't like it.
I think I try to be an honest person. Like I think I I try. I feel like you only lie when you have fear. You know, when you think there's a consequence, or right. But I feel like if I'm honest with you now, I don't have to worry about what the hell I said to try to remember to to keep up the lies. You understand? So why jump in with a lie when it could just be straight up, because look, originally you thought Big Disappointment was mine, and I told you no, that actually was one of the songs that was sent to me. Love and Trust is Me, Thank You for My Blessings, was a collaboration with another writer, um Arthur J. Thompson. Big up yourself, Arthur. the Spliff and Lighters, me, well, and Marlon Asha. Um, so goals. I have a collaboration with an artist here named Progress. That's me and him. I wrote the verse and came down. So it's the more collaborations I do is the more, like I said, I learn and styles I'm able to switch up because each person has a different style and each person has a different um beat timing, right? Like not everybody does the one drop. Some people like the more up tempo dancehallish up tempo beats, and so I like one drop, but I still have to be able to jump on the dancehall and be adaptable and versatile.
Yes, like there's certain rhythms and certain beats based upon your style. Why I hear how you singing? I know you could sing anything, but I love you in the zone there. That
Which
zone,
zone? Tell me.
the zone. I get a big disappointment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then
Them get
so,
a big disappointment if them
yeah.
want see Jaja by appointment. Whoa, oh, Jah loving is so permanent. Until Zion look how going and build me residence.
Yes, sir. Sing the song for me. Give me a little piece to let people hear what go on.
Jaja say on the first day, when him look upon the earth, is what was out void, and like a lion's roar, him shout out, let there be light, and there was light, and immediately the place was shining bright. What a sight, I will never bow down to the poor party queen. True me is the rasta, overstand what I mean. Forever I'm rocking my heights, cold and green. Jah loving on my heart as I sing for my team. Big disappointment if them want seek Jaja by appointment. Whoa, oh, Jah loving is so permanent. Until Zion look I'm going and build me residence.
Yes, sir. That's Kandice Kash. And I love the intro we give it Marlon, you know. I love the Marlon intro, you know. What you say, Marlon? That is a big intro. You know what I mean? Yo,
Yeah, boss,
that intro that wicked. What?
thank you.
Yeah, that
Come
intro
check
that
me
wicked.
now.
That intro that wicked. Yeah.
And then when I do the song live without
Marlon, Marlon. Right now, on the highest grade. Yeah. Come check it out. Alright, let's live on the lighter, always in my head. Yeah. Let's live on the lighter, always understand. Let's live on the lighter, yeah. Watch it gone slow. So you deal with things. Enough of them don't seek Jah first. They don't pray to him every day and every night. Only when them in a problem do they seek the Most High. Them get a big disappointment. Big disappointment. Them get a big disappointment.
Good things from people. Good things from people. God come first
Enough
and
of
we
them
trample
don't
all
seek
evil.
Jah first. They don't pray to him every day and every night. Only when them in a problem do they seek the Most High. Them get a big disappointment. Big disappointment. Them get a big disappointment.
Good things from people. Good things from people. God come first and we trample all evil.
They don't pray to him every day and every night. Only when them in a problem do they seek the Most High. Them get a big disappointment. Big disappointment.
big
Them
disappointment.
get a big disappointment. Enough of them don't seek Jah first. They don't pray to him every day and every night. Only when them in a problem do they seek the Most High. Them get a big disappointment. Big disappointment. Them get a big disappointment. Big disappointment. Them get a big disappointment. If them want seek Jaja by appointment. Whoa, Jah loving is so permanent. Zion look how when I build me residence. Them get a big disappointment. If them want seek Jaja by appointment. Whoa, Jah loving is so permanent. Until Zion look how when I build me residence.
Love and trust.
She doesn't
She
love and
doesn't
trust the
love and
same
trust the same
anymore.
anymore. Hey, big tune, big tune.
She doesn't love and trust the same anymore.
Ouch!
She was betrayed and now
Ouch!
she feels insecure. She has guarded herself to protect her soul. Where there was a heart, now there's only a hole. The pain is
The
hard to
pain
handle,
of the
the hurt
handle.
won't go away. She's closed off all emotions, hoping the hurt won't stay. Loving herself from
Love
within is
from
not
within
easy
is
day
not
to
easy
day.
day
With her she
to day.
began on this journey to melt the pain away. She don't love
She don't love
nobody,
nobody,
she can't
and
trust
she can trust
nobody.
nobody.
She won't. Thank you for my blessings. Thank you for my life. I walk by my faith and not by my sight. Thank you for my blessings. Thank you for my life. I walk by my faith and not by my sight. Seeing is believing. Dreams do come true.
Dreams do come
Yes,
true.
sir.
Out of
Yes,
sight,
sir.
out of
Out of sight,
mind.
out of
A gift
mind.
from me
I
and
just tell
you.
me
No
you.
time for inspiration.
That's the voice of the one,
Forever.
Kandice
Time
Kash.
to set.
Thank you for my blessings. This is DJ Bigger the
Live
Teacher.
appreciate
Bless up Show Mercy Promotion.
that manifest our
Oh,
soul.
soul.
Thank you for my
Thank you for
blessings.
my
Thank
blessings.
you for my
Thank you
life.
for my life.
I walk by my
I walk
faith
by my faith
and not by my
and not
sight.
by my sight.
Thank you for my
Thank you for
blessings.
my
Thank you
blessings.
for my
Thank
life.
you for my
Yes,
life.
sir. That's the great Kandice Kash, reggae
Yes,
superstar,
I.
born in a Trinidad, then
Yes,
go New York,
I.
and then she go stay
And
Canada.
then come Canada and
Yeah.
she say Canada.
And she got one of the greatest vocal right now in the world, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Candice,
give thanks,
em,
DJ Big and the
em,
teacher. I love
Empress,
you.
Empress Candice Cash, Empress Candice Cash. Yes,
Hi.
sir. You have a
Give
whole heap of
thanks.
reggae artists and people listening to you, listening to the vibes. You know what I mean? And I give thanks and praise unto the Most High Jah Rastafari. Show No Mercy Promotion, Empress
Big up
Candice
yourself.
Cash, and
Show no mercy
all
to promotions, giving you the best and nothing less. With
all the
DJ Big and the
listeners.
teacher.
Give thanks and praise. All the listeners, all who tuning in,
Give thanks.
thanks very much. You know what I mean? You guys make me just want to continue. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And and thank everyone again for listening and believe in me and believe in Show Mercy Promotion. We will be giving you the best of the artists them that people don't know about. We make them well known after this program, and I'm here to promote the music and make them reach where they're supposed to go.
And they can send their bookings request to CandiceCashMusic at
Yes.
gmail.com.
Yes, and when it comes to booking, tell them how they could get on to you where booking is concerned.
Yes,
Uh,
so for bookings, you can send an email directly to me at Candice Cash Music. So KandiceCash music at gmail.com or Candice Cash at hotmail.com.
okay, Atmail still around? I never know Atmail still
Listen,
around.
that was not that goes to show you how long I am the thing. I
There's a
have a
days,
.com hotmail.
there's a days in MySpace. That was when MySpace, you know, man, you know, MySpace. MySpace and tag. You know tag.
Yes, I remember tags. I remember tags.
You know what I mean? So, we Caribbean people, we always keep our, you know what I mean? Yes, the old vibes, they're always there.
And
You
of
know what I
course,
mean?
they can check me out at www.candicecash.com. That's my website. My the booking number is there, so they can book. Um, and like I said, it was a pleasure.
She
I
always,
enjoyed this. I don't know if there was anything else that the people wanted to know, but I'm always here. Uh,
uh, tell them
I
again, let
also
them,
have Candice Cash Corner at Instagram, Candice Cash Corner, where you say what you wanna. I'm gonna be on every Saturday, just talking whatever I feel like talking, and I have a co-host, Anita B, which is my best friend I mentioned to you over 20 years, and we just figure, with things happening the way it is, so many things are going on with people that having conversations helps, talking about it helps. Just even with me and my recent loss of my father, talking about him helps, right? And so we want to invite people to come and have conversations. Send me a request. Come, let's talk. Talk to panelists directly because I'm making myself available because I believe we need that now.
one of the greatest things on the face of the earth after life is communication. Communication is so sweet and expression of it. A line could express itself. Like how you could express yourself about your father passing. It's a breath of fresh air. It takes a lot of things off your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because not everybody could do what you just do there because it's hard, especially when you're in the crowd and you're looking to see the nice smiling face and the white teeth your father
And it's not there.
and he's not there, you know what I mean? But life goes on and the great Jim Reed said this world is not our own, we're just passing through. You know what I'm saying?
We
So
just passing through. His flesh is no longer, but his spirit. Because what we say, we are all energy, and energy is never created or destroyed. It's just transferred, right? So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
transferred to a different plate, and so I know he still has my back, and I know that the mission is still there. So I have to continue moving forward and pushing the best that I can push, and continue creating the music that people would love, right? So I thank you, DJ
Just
Bigger, the
tell
teacher.
them again. Just advertise the show one more time. I want the show big. I want it sold out.
Candice
Tell
Cash
them.
Corner at Instagram. That's where I'll be going live every Saturday around 3:30. Because I figure midday is kind of easier for people. Everybody has plans Saturday night, or so 3:30 at least. If you're going to church by 3:30, usually church is finished. We could just have a conversation, talk about whatever is on your mind. What you think, anything is game, because we all know the rules and restrictions of social media and certain things they can talk about and can't talk about. Once we give it a code name, we can continue talking. Just keep
Yeah,
it with the code.
yes.
You understand what I say?
Yeah, and
Right?
you got a show coming up on Friday again, the 2nd of May. Yeah, one more time.
Yes, the
Tell
second
them
of
about the
May,
show.
JJ's. So 2nd of May, JJ's Bar and Lounge, downtown Toronto, Lakeshore. Would love people to come out, check out Candice Cash live band, backed by Music Soldier, split personality band. It's gonna be big because what they do is they create a space for artists to showcase. The first Friday of every month, they spotlight an artist, and I was spotlighted on May.
God is good.
So next month is the place to be. May. And you know what? I'm telling you this. My father died last May. So this is going to be really big for me. He died the day before his birthday. He would have been 75 last year, so 76 this year. His birthday is May 30th, and he died on the 29th of May. I'll never forget it. And, this is the day that May 2nd, I'm going to be performing for the first time live without my father. And I'm excited because I'm going to do it for him.
Yeah, my father was born on the 2nd of May and he passed away 2013. I don't remember the
Oh,
date.
condolences.
And he's the 2nd of May. My father used to like give a lot of jokes and talk old time story. You
Yeah.
know, may his
Mine
great soul rest in
too.
peace. Yeah, he made people. You
Mine
know,
too. So he was a Gemini also.
yeah. No, he was the second to
It
May
was a
second.
second. Okay, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, mine was the ending. But he was a shit talker. Oh my goodness. My
yeah,
father, oh man, he was a shit talker. But that shit talking was the highlight, because in his talk he's still giving you wisdom, right? Is you to pick sense out of nonsense.
yeah, man. It's a giant of pleasure talking to you and expressing yourself and let people know that your music is out there. A lot of
Yes.
great music.
On
Keep up the
all music platforms.
Yes, keep up the good works and anything new, anything fresh. Just let me have it.
I
Um,
will send it your way.
Gotta get some drops from
I
you.
also have a soca. Did I tell you I have a soca? I have a soca.
No, I ask you. Wait, you gotta send me the
But I
soca.
have a soca. But hear what? Hear what? I
It
knew
ain't
this.
the blood.
Yes, it, it
It ain't
coming.
the
What's
blood, you
that?
know.
What's that?
It
It
ain't.
coming.
Yeah, it ain't the blood, you know. Yeah, because
It coming.
uh, uh, you see, again another big artist, Mr. Steve Tulloch out of Jamaica. There's a big artist just come on the program there. Janet Gibson, big
Blessed
up yourself.
love.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's a good thing. I gotta tell Isaac, but you know Isaac promotion out of Trinidad. One of the big
No, I don't.
the one of the biggest promoter there is Little Bits husband. You ever heard about Little Bits? Soca artist Little Bits.
Of course, I heard of little bits. Yes.
Little Bits husband is Isaac. I'm a brethren. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
well, yes, yes. Tell them about me. Tell anybody who wants to know. Anybody who needs to know, please help me. Because, like I said, being an independent artist, I don't get to reach to those people, right? So, anybody that you could share the music with, anybody that is interested in learning more, reach out to me. I'm a very down to earth person. I love music. I would hear. I can consult.
You're in the
Yeah,
right.
I'm ready.
You're on the right. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. You know what I mean? You're on the
Thank
right track.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was a
Yeah.
pleasure speaking with you. I
Same to you.
really enjoyed the interview and just, being able to go down memory lane with you and kind of tell you stuff that a lot of people don't really know about me. Like, a lot of people never knew I grew up in New York unless they know me personally or they went to school with me. No one really knew. I grew up in New York. I went to Jackie Robinson. I went to Murray Bergstrom in Manhattan before coming to Canada. In Canada, I went to West Hill and Victoria Park Secondary and Seneca College. So a lot of people don't know, right?
We are both
I'm
we are both Catholic because I born a Catholic. You know, and those
nice.
days with a Catholic, nobody never used to preach about tithes and offering. It's just a little bag and show you a little kinds inside and the father collect it to the end and you get your communion and thing, you know. I was an altar boy too. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
My mother dad passed away in 1976, the 29th of July. I was just 7. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. My
Last about her.
condolences. So both your parents, okay.
Yes, yeah. So she was a strong Catholic. Every Sunday and all, I used to go to Sunday school Bible class. Became an altar boy. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Taking communion and wiping father glass with the cloth to the wine when he give.
You know
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean?
thing?